Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel 100% Pure Elvis. Thank you for returning to my channel. This next upload that I want to share with you all today are albums from the 1970s. So they start from 1970 up to 1977. I haven't included budget releases or releases that wasn't endorsed by RCA. So these are mainly studio albums, gospel albums, released from 1970 to 1977. I hope I haven't missed any. If I have, can you please leave in the comments below? I haven't put them in any specific order, so just thought I'd get these shared with you together. The first one is Elvis in Person, with the flip side of Elvis Back in Memphis. And this is such a great album. One of my favourite albums from the 1970s from Elvis. Great track listing, especially Back in Memphis. I absolutely adore that album. Elvis in Person as well. As you can see, it's on a glossy gatefold here. This is the original from 1970. It's gatefold. So there you go. Great images of Elvis there. And I'll just talk through the track listing. So Elvis in Person, we have Blue Suede Shoes, Johnny Be Good, All Shook Up, Are You Lonesome Tonight, Hound Dog, I Can't Stop Loving You, My Babe, Side 2, Mystery Train Tiger Man, Words, In the Ghetto, Suspicious Minds, Can't Help Falling in Love. The Back in Memphis album, we have Inherit the Wind, This Is the Story, Stranger in My Own Hometown, A Little Bit of Green, and The Grass Won't Pay No Mind, Do You Know Who I Am, From a Jack to a King, The Fair's Moving On, You'll Think of Me, and finally Without Love There Is Nothing. Absolutely great album. My favourite would have to be the Back in Memphis, and I absolutely love And the Grass Won't Pay No Mind, Stranger in My Own Hometown, The Fair's Moving On, Inherit the Wind, but I love all of the tracks on the Back in Memphis album. So there we have the 1970 copy of Elvis in Person with Back in Memphis. The next one that I'm going to share with you all is a gospel album, He Touched Me. I love that jumpsuit that Elvis wears there with the red surround here. I think, let me get closer in there for you. I absolutely love that jumpsuit. On the back, it is just showing the other two gospel releases from Elvis. So you have How Great Thou Art and His Hand in Mine. So on the gospel album He Touched Me, we have side A, He Touched Me, I've Got Confidence, Amazing Grace, Seeing is Believing, He Is My Everything, Bosom of Abraham. Side 2, we have An Evening Prayer, Lead Me, Guide Me, There Is No God But God, A Thing Called Love, I, John, Reach Out to Jesus. And this is a 1972 release. This is the original 1972 release of Elvis, He Touched Me. The next one is a re-release of Elvis on Stage. This comes on the Music on Vinyl label. I couldn't find out the original in my collection. I do know I have the original, but because I've got a vast collection, I couldn't find it. So a bit disappointed in that, but I thought I'd get this one out. So this is the Music on Vinyl re-release of Elvis on Stage. And on the back, I absolutely love that white jumpsuit he's wearing there. This is still in its cellophane. I have opened it. It's got a free poster inside. So go and check out my channel and you will see the upload of this Music on Vinyl release of On Stage with the free poster. Just read through the track listing. So side 1, CC Rider, Release Me and Let Me Love Again, Sweet Caroline, Runaway, The Wonder of You, Polk Salad Annie, Yesterday, Proud Mary, Walk a Mile in My Shoes, Let It Be Me. And in my top 20 Elvis songs that I posted recently, Let It Be Me was included. I absolutely love Let It Be Me, such a great track. So again, there we have Elvis on stage, originally released in 1970, but this is the music on vinyl re-release. Next one is my favourite album from the 1970s, and again this is a re-release. I do have the original, but I thought I'd get this one out. This was to celebrate the 50th anniversary, so this was a 1985 release. This by far has to be my favourite front cover image of Elvis as well. Great shot of Elvis there in concert from 1969, I believe. And on the back, again, I just love everything about the design of this album. I love the track listing. Everything about this album for me is just magnificent. I just can't fault this album. So, and people to my channel know this is my favourite album from the 1970s. So that's the way it is. The track listing is as follows. I Just Can't Help Believing, 20 Days and 20 Nights, How the Web Was Woven, Patch It Up, Mary in the Morning, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, You've Lost That Loving Feeling, I've Lost You, Just Pretend, Stranger in the Crowd, The Next Step Is Love, Bridge Over Troubled Water. So my favourite on this album is the Simon and Garfunkel cover of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Absolutely beautiful. But every every song on this album is top notch. And absolutely love that image of Elvis. And I just love all of these different images of Elvis with the song titles underneath. So this is the 1985 re-release of Elvis, That's the Way It Is, my personal favourite album from the 1970s. The next one is I'm 10,000 Years Old, Elvis Country. Again, got some great tracks in it. Very different from Elvis front cover. Elvis has a 3-year-old baby. And here, Elvis at 2, he's 2 years old here. And here we have Mr. and Mrs. Presley with Elvis at age 2. On the reverse, again, great image of Elvis there. Again, in concert. I think this is a re-release. I don't think this is the original. So again, this is a re-release, I believe. And the track listing is as follows. Snowbird, Tomorrow Never Comes, Little Cabin on the Hill, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On, Funny How Time Slips Away, I Really Don't Want to Know, There Goes My Everything, It's Your Baby, You Rock It, The Fool, Faded Love, I Washed My Hands in Muddy Water, Make the World Go Away. So my favourite has to be Tomorrow Never Comes. That's my second favourite Elvis song. I had to put that as my second favourite. I absolutely love I Wash My Hands in Muddy Water, There Goes My Everything, I Really Don't Want to Know, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On. But again, such a superb album. So there we have I'm 10,000 Years Old, Elvis Country. The next we have Love Letters from Elvis. And again, 3 great images of Elvis there on the front. On the reverse, it's kind of like love letters there. And this is a 1971 original vinyl. So on Love Letters from Elvis, we have Love Letters, Only Believe, Got My Mojo Working, Cindy Cindy, This Is Our Dance, When I'm Over You, If I Were You, I'll Never Know, Heart of Rome, Life, It Ain't No Big Thing But It's Growing. My favourite on here would have to be, I would say I Love Life. That's such a beautiful song. When I'm Over You, Heart of Rome is a beautiful song as well. Only Believe, but again, a very, very good album from Elvis. So didn't actually perform that well in the UK, but again, great album. We have Love Letters from Elvis. The next album from the 1970s is Elvis Now. This is the original 1972 release of this album, Elvis Now. Very different. It's like got a rainbow coloured Elvis here name, and let me just again, great white jumpsuit there that Elvis is wearing, and on the back promoting the 2 vinyl box sets there. And again, on Elvis Now we have Help Me Make It Through the Night, Miracle of the Rosary, Hey Jude, Put Your Hand in the Hand, Until It's Time for You to Go, We Can Make the Morning, Early Morning Rain, Sylvia, Fools Rush In Where Angels Fear to Tread, I Was Born About 10,000 Years Ago. I absolutely love Until It's Time for You to Go. Again, it was in my top 20 of Elvis songs. I love Early Morning Rain, We Can Make the Morning. And again, I do love Fools Rush In Where Angels Fear to Tread. But again, all great songs. So there we have the Elvis Now album from 1972. The next one has to be the infamous Aloha from Hawaii. The copy that I have here is the original 1973 release. I have a few copies of this in my collection. I did do an upload on this around about 6 weeks ago on all of the different Aloha from Hawaii that is in my collection. So please go and check out the upload. On the back, you all know what this is like. Again, it's a gatefold. So there we go. And the track listing, you all know which is inside. Inside comes like a pamphlet. So we have side 1. I can't pronounce it, so I just said 2001: A Space Odyssey. CC Rider, Burning Love, Something, You Gave Me a Mountain, Steamroller Blues, My Way, Love Me, Johnny Be Good, It's Over, Blue Suede Shoes, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, I Can't Stop Loving You, Hound Dog, What Now My Love, Fever, Welcome to My World, Suspicious Minds, I'll Remember You, a medley of Long Tall Sally, Whole Lot of Shaking Going On, American Trilogy, A Big Hunk of Love, Can't Help Falling in Love. I absolutely adore What Now My Love, American Trilogy. But again, subscribers to my channel know I prefer the alternate Aloha. But again, such a great concert, beamed worldwide, and Elvis did the best for his fans and for everyone else around the world. The concert was superb. So there we have the original 1973 copy of Aloha from Hawaii. Next is another re-release from my collection. It's not the original. It is on the Music on Vinyl label again, and it is the great album from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. And the album, the photo on the front cover there is from 1975. I actually only found out about this vinyl recently on the Music on Vinyl label. It comes on beautiful blue coloured vinyl. Again, I've already done an upload for this separately a few weeks ago, so go and check out the upload. And again, on the back, exactly the same as the original release, track listing is Hurt, Never Again, Blue Eyes, Crying in the Rain, Danny Boy, The Last Farewell, For the Heart, Bitter They Are, Harder They Fall, Solitaire, Love Coming Down, I'll Never Fall in Love Again. Again, people to my channel know it. I love The Last Farewell. Love Coming Down, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. But again, such a great album from Elvis, originally released in 1976. But this is the Music on Vinyl re-release of From Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. The next one, again, is another re-release from a 1970 album, and it is the album Raised on Rock. And again, I do love that image of Elvis live in concert there. Exact same image on the back. Again, this comes on the Friday Music label. The inside, so there on the left, Elvis, and on the right, promoting the single Raised on Rock. And again, the track listing for, well, the album's Raised on Rock, but sometimes it's called For Old Time's Sake as well. So the track listing is as follows: Raised on Rock, Are You Sincere, Find Out What's Happening, I Miss You, Girl of Mine, For Old Time's Sake, If You Don't Come Back, Just a Little Bit, Sweet Angeline, and Three Corn Patches. Absolutely love Girl of Mine. I love If You Don't Come Back, Sweet Angeline. But again, great album from the 1970s. It was originally released in 1973, but this is the Friday Music re-release of Elvis Raised on Rock. The next one is, it's The Haunting, Elvis in Concert. This obviously, as you all know, is Elvis's last performances in front of a live audience. And the image on the front cover there, I think, is from 1975. On the back, I think that's a 1972 image of Elvis. That's what confuses me, because again, why were RCA so reluctant to use photos of Elvis from that time? Okay, Elvis had put weight on, but I don't understand why they used two different photos of Elvis from two different parts of the 1970s. But hey, so this is The Haunting, Elvis in Concert. It's a gatefold. So there's the gatefold. Again, two great images from the 1970s. I think, again, they're both from 1975, I believe. But again, if I am incorrect, please leave in the comments below. Track listing on Elvis in Concert. We have theme from 2001, A Space Odyssey, CC Rider, That's Alright, Are You Lonesome Tonight, medley of Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, Don't Be Cruel, Elvis's fans' comments, You Gave Me a Mountain, Jailhouse Rock, Elvis's fans' comments, How Great Thou Art, Elvis's fans' comments, I Really Don't Want to Know, Elvis introduces his father, Hurt, Hound Dog, My Way, Can't Help Falling in Love, Closing Riff, special message from Elvis's father, Vernon Presley, a medley of I Got a Woman, Amen, Elvis Talks, Love Me, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, a medley of It's Now or Never, Trying to Get to You, Hawaiian Wedding Song, Fairy Tale, Little Sister, Early Morning Rain, what did I say? Johnny Be Good, and finally we have And I Love You So. Now I'm going to be honest with you here, I actually don't play this album that often. Not because it's Elvis's last recorded music, it's because, again, I just get really quite upset listening to this album and listening to how he pours his heart out. And so it's an album I actually don't listen to a lot. I need to listen to it more often, I feel. So I'm going to listen to this probably tomorrow on my day off, re-listen to this. So again, I can't choose favourites on this, but I love the version of My Way he does on this. And again, I Really Don't Want to Know, Hurt, the beautiful gospel song, How Great Thou Art. So again, there we have a 1977 copy of Elvis in concert. Next is the Today album. And again, what a great image of Elvis on the front cover there of the Today album. This is my favourite font of the Elvis name. I think that's I love that way of Elvis. Again, on the back, what I like is they were always promoting other Elvis albums at the time here. So the Today album is a 1975 release. This is the original 1975 release. But the image on the front, I think, is a 1973 image of Elvis. So again, why didn't they have the front cover of a more recent image of Elvis? But I absolutely adore that front cover. This album has my favourite Elvis song on it, so let's talk through it. We have Trouble, And I Love You So, Susan When She Tried, Woman Without Love, Shake a Hand, Pieces of My Life, Fairy Tale, I Can Help, Bringing It Back, Green, Green Grass of Home. I absolutely adore Bringing It Back. Has to be my favourite Elvis song. Please check out my top 20 favourite Elvis songs on my upload and you will see the reasons why. I also love Susan When She Tried, Woman Without Love, I Can Help, Fairy Tale, but it's such a beautiful album from 1975, a 1975 album, Elvis Today. The next, again, is a reissue, and this is on the Music on Vinyl label, and it is Elvis Promised Land. Absolutely great image of Elvis there from 1975, I believe. See, it's a glossy cover, front and back. It's a limited edition numbered copy. My numbered copy is 1836. Again, promoting other Elvis albums there on the back. And again, this comes on clear, it's kind of like a clear vinyl, heavyweight vinyl. And the track listing on Promised Land is as follows: Promised Land, There's a honky tonk angel who will take me back in. Help me, Mr. Songman, love song of the year. It's midnight. Your love's been a long time coming. If you talk in your sleep, thinking about you, you asked me to. I absolutely love Mr. Songman, help me. There's a honky tonk angel who will take me back in. Your love's been a long time coming. Again, so many to choose from. So there we have Elvis Promised Land. And again, this was originally released in 1975, but this is the reissue from 2021 on the Music on Vinyl label. What I have just realised, actually, these two albums here, this one here is recorded live on stage in Memphis and Having Fun with Elvis on Stage. I do have this. Unfortunately, I haven't got that in front of me, but I have that album. I actually don't have that album, so that's an album I do need to get a hold of quite quickly to get into my collection. So there we have Elvis Promised Land, the Music on Vinyl reissue from 2021, but this was originally released in 1975. Next is Elvis Good Times, and this is the original album, and this is unfortunately I can't remember the year. I think it was released around 1974, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but again, I love that image of Elvis on the front, very different. I like the image here. It's got its original HMV sticker there in the top right corner. And the track listing for Good Times is as follows. Take good care of her. Loving arms. I've got a feeling in my body. If that isn't love. She wears my ring. I've got to think about you, baby. My boy. Spanish eyes. Talk about the good times. Good time Charlie's got the blues. I absolutely love Spanish eyes. Loving arms. I've got a feeling in my body. My boy. Again, great album from the King. We have Elvis Good Times. The next one is the Fool album. The image on the front there is Elvis from the Aloha from Hawaii concert. This album was released not long after the Aloha from Hawaii concert, and it actually didn't perform that well for Elvis in the United Kingdom. I actually do think that's the reasons why. Has its original sticker on the top there promoting the hit single Fool. That is such a beautiful song, Fool. On the back promoting as recorded at Madison Square Garden, and also promoting Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. Again, believe it or not, I actually don't have this album on vinyl as recorded at Madison Square Garden. You know, again, that's an album I need to get a hold of in my collection. In all the years I've been collecting Elvis, I just haven't had the opportunity to purchase that as yet. But I will be getting that real soon. So the track listing on the Fool album is as follows. Fool. Where do I go from here? It's impossible. It's still here. I will be true. I'll take you home again, Kathleen. That's what you get for loving me. Padre. Don't think twice, it's all right. Love me, love the life I lead. I actually love Padre. That's a beautiful song. I love It's Impossible. Love me, love the life I lead. My favourite on here, they would have to go to Fool. So again, we have the album Elvis Fool, also known as just Elvis in the United Kingdom as well. But I love the fact that it has its original sticker. And last but by no means least, we have Elvis's last studio album, the beautiful Moody Blue. And again, there you go. At the top there, it's got featuring the hits Moody Blue and Way Down. Actually, it's such a great image of Elvis. I actually love this front cover. So, and again, I love the Elvis font at the top, on the back. Very different image of Elvis. So, on the front, I think that image is possibly 1975, I believe. And on the back, I would say a 1972 image. So, again, very different images. Track listing, as you can see, it's still in its cellophane, and this one is a import from Canada. So this is a Canadian import edition. So Moody Blue, we have Unchained Melody, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, Little Darling, He'll Have to Go, Let Me Be There, Way Down, Pledging My Love, Moody Blue, She Thinks I Still Care, It's Easy for You, and for me, Let Me Be There, such a beautiful song. Unchained Melody, If You Love Me, Let Me Know. I love how he does Little Darling as well. And It's Easy for You is in my top 20 favourite Elvis songs. So there we have Elvis's last studio album, Moody Blue. So let's quickly go through them. We have Moody Blue, Fool, Good Times, Promised Land, Today, Elvis in Concert, Raised on Rock, from Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, Elvis Aloha from Hawaii via satellite, Elvis Now, Love Letters from Elvis, Elvis Country, my favourite Elvis album from the 1970s, That's the Way It Is, On Stage, He Touched Me, and finally we have Elvis in Person and a flip of Elvis back in Memphis. So again, I hope you've enjoyed that review of my Elvis 1970s album. As you can see, I did miss a few which I don't have in my collection, so I will be looking out for purchasing them real soon. Which is your favourite album of Elvis from the 1970s? Is it an easy choice for you? Is it a difficult choice? If you had to have an album to go to from the 1970s and you had to put one on, which one would you go to? Mine would be That's the Way It Is, followed by the Today album. But again, it can change from time to time. Sometimes I put Moody Blue as my second favourite album from the 70s, or sometimes it could be the Elvis Country album. But I always have That's the Way It Is as my favourite album from the 1970s. I also love the On Stage album as well. But again, there's something on every single one of them albums that you just think, great track listing, great songs. a lot of people have a problem with the full album. I've got a lot of Elvis friends who really feel that the full album shouldn't have been released at the time so soon after the Aloha from Hawaii album. I do agree on that, but I don't think it's a poor album at all. I think it's a good album. Obviously not the best from the 1970s in my personal opinion, but for me a very strong album nevertheless. So again, please share your thoughts on these albums that I have shared with you all today. Again, some of them are originals, some of them are re-releases. The book I have behind me here is a book that I will be reviewing probably this weekend coming up. I've had that in my collection for a number of years. It's called Elvis Alive, and it's like a coffee-sized table book. And again, it's got some great images inside of Elvis, some rare images of Elvis. And again, I've got my favourite Elvis poster up behind me there, so for all of you to see. Again, thank you all for taking the time out to watch this upload with me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've watched it all the way through. Would really love to see your comments below on which is your favourite Elvis albums from the 1970s. And again, we've all got differences. We've all got different of opinions, and really look forward to seeing everyone's opinions in the comments below. As always, thank you for returning to my channel. If you're watching this upload and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. It helps make my channel grow. Give me that massive thumbs up. As I always say, keep Elvis close to your heart. Please keep on playing his music. That means so much to me. And let's keep Elvis's legacy alive. Let's keep his music alive. And as I always say, please keep Elvis close to your hearts. Please keep on playing his music. Love to you all. Speak soon, everybody. Bye-bye.